Happy 2023, new year, new me, right? I've been hearing that a lot. And a lot of people that I've been talking to want to get into real estate. So you want to be a realtor? Is now the right time to get into real estate? Is there too much competition? Is the market saturated? Let's talk about it. So a lot of the people that I talk to will see somebody that's doing really well in real estate, making a lot of money, and think, wow, this is so easy. I could do it. I can make my own schedule. I can have all this freedom and look at all this money that I can make not having a 9-to-5. What you have to realize is that your 9-to-5 is a guaranteed check every 2 weeks. As long as you show up, you get paid. Being a realtor is the equivalent of starting your own business. You could show up every day, but you're on commission only. That does not mean that you are going to get paid. And not to scare you, but if you're good at building a business and if you have people skills and if you can time manage, lead gen, and do all the work that needs to be done to show results, you will be extremely successful. Doesn't matter how many other realtors there are, doesn't matter what the market is doing, people are always buying and selling because life is just like that. People need to relocate for their jobs, or they're having another baby, they need to get a bigger home, or they're divorcing, which is really sad, or there's a death in the family. People are always buying and selling. If you know, or if you have the skill set to acquire those leads or acquire those clients and successfully close a transaction, you will do well, period. It also comes down to networking, but the number one factor to success in real estate is lead gen, generating leads and being able to make sales and understanding the market, getting people's trust. But you're also building a business. And a lot of people struggle with the fact that no one's holding you accountable. You don't have to show up, and you do make your own hours, which could be an extremely negative thing because I meet a lot of people that just don't show up. They've had their license for a couple of years and people are just not coming to them. No one's going to come to you and say, I'd like to buy a house. And you could tell somebody 20 times that you're an agent, but they will forget. It's a networking business, but you have to live and breathe real estate. It has to be a lifestyle, and not just being an agent, but having the right connections and like I said, building trust within your community. And that's why a lot of agents fail, because they get into real estate, they tell everybody I'm an agent, and then nothing happens. And there are definitely ways to get clients, and we can talk about in another video how to be known in the community, get your presence out there and build trust. But it takes a lot of hard work, and not to sound callous, but a lot of people don't want to work hard. I am where I am. I got my license in 2015. So I've been licensed for almost a decade, and I've worked really hard. So at this point in my career, 8 years later, it's not as difficult for me because I've laid the groundwork that I needed to be able to be where I am. And people starting on day one will look at me and say, wow, that must be so easy. I can do that too. I'm gonna go get my license. It's not an easy job, but let me pivot to, is it worth it? Being where I am now, doing the hard work that I've done, I will want all day long. If someone says, should I get into real estate? I will say yes. It is an extremely lucrative career, very beneficial, and there are so many different avenues you could take once you're in the industry. So like I said, I got into real estate in 2015, bought my first property in 2016, which was a duplex, and I lived in one side, rented the other, became a landlord kind of accidentally. And then next thing you know, a couple months later, I bought another duplex. And then couple months later, I bought a 10-unit apartment building. And then I just kind of became a real estate investor because I was practicing it every day. I saw how wealth was being generated in real estate. So you get in to be a realtor, then you become an investor, you become a landlord, you become a developer. I know a lot of people that got into real estate, now they're developing hundreds of subdivisions with hundreds of homes. It's just such an amazing career with so many benefits. That I would recommend it. Everybody get their license, get into real estate, but also work. There's a statistic about 80% of agents don't even do one transaction because they get their license and they don't work. So if you're prepared to work, If you're prepared to start and manage and operate and be a business owner, you're going to be successful. If you don't want to do that, if you want an easy paycheck, this is absolutely not the career for you. But I would definitely recommend it. And is 2023 the year to do it? With the market leveling out, I would say yes, it is, because the last 2 years, if you had a buyer, and I know I had a lot of buyers, I know a lot of agents that had a lot of buyers, we just couldn't get into contract. There was very low inventory, a shortage of homes, so it didn't matter if you had clients if you couldn't put any deals together. But now the market's leveling out, prices are leveling out, buyers actually have a chance. So you could put deals in a contract, you can actually make money. And you have sellers and their properties are still selling. Maybe they're not selling for $50,000 over asking like they've been the last couple of years, but they're selling and everybody's making money and it's very lucrative. So what about competition? Yes, there's going to be a lot of competition because there are a lot of people getting into the industry, but that shouldn't matter to you. And that doesn't matter to you because you're getting into the business and in your mind you say, I'm going to be the best. So it doesn't matter if there's 100 agents out there, I'm going to be number one. Nobody's going to work as hard as me. Nobody's going to attend as many networking events as me. No one's going to make their calls every morning like me. Nobody's going to make social media content like me. Don't get into it to half-ass it. Get into it to do your absolute best, and then the competition doesn't even matter. And not just that, but there is enough for everybody to be successful. There is enough business out there for everybody to do their fair share, make a good income, and live a happy life. Your competition, you should be lifting people up, not bringing anybody down or being envious or being discouraged. It's a great business, and if you work hard, you're going to be successful. Thank you for watching.